When trying to sell your home, it's important to make it look as nice as possible for potential buyers. So today I'm with Chris Heike from Resource One Realty. Now you're gonna just kind of walk me through the house here. It's a house you've never seen before.
Correct.
And just kind of point out what kind of changes or what's good, and let me know, what would look good to potential buyers.
Sure. Yeah, staging is an important part of the home selling process. It's trying to make your home as appealing as possible to potential buyers so they're, of course, attracted to the home and hopefully go for a quick sale.
All right, so what do you think about the living room here?
Well, the living room itself, basically, we have an older light fixture here, which could possibly be updated, a little bit brighter light. We have, a lot of disarray. We'd probably want to take out a little bit of furniture in here to make this room as spacious as possible, of course, and declutter some of the items around the home, some of these stuffed animals, things like that. Positive thing in here, the carpet is newer. There's new windows in the front, so that's an expense that's not going to have to be accumulated by the buyer. So, a couple positives in here.
One thing maybe is when you're looking at it, more decoration isn't necessarily a good thing. More
decoration is not a good thing. Well, the kitchen itself probably needs some attention to it. We have linoleum in the floor, which it looks to be in fairly good shape. The cabinets, countertops, they're outdated and older. That's going to be a concern for potential buyers. The countertops are not in bad shape, but they're still outdated. We have the old paneling cabinets in here, plus it's dark.
So you suggest actually getting them redone, or?
I would suggest possibly getting them redone, putting new cabinets in.
Okay.
That could, it's going to be an added expense. It's probably going to be, $3,000 to $4,000, something like that. But it could help sell the home.
Okay.
And one thing I would suggest doing would be to include the appliances with the purchase of the home. The refrigerator itself is a newer refrigerator. The dishwasher, stove, and microwave are a little bit older, but it's a convenience for the buyers. It's something that they're not going to have to purchase right away. Basically, I would leave if you have a coffee pot, leave a coffee pot on the counter. Get rid of the can opener, the toaster, the canisters. You could probably leave them up there. Of course, these signs up here, I would get rid of. That's something that you don't want sitting around for people to see.
All right, and here is one of the bedrooms. So what can you tell me about this little lived-in area?
Well, of course, as the other rooms before, we're going to want to declutter this room. There's a lot of disarray in here, pictures, items laying around that we need to get rid of, tuck away, hide away. One thing that we might want to do in this room is get a smaller bed in here. Just because it is a big bed, once we put a smaller bed in here, it's going to give the illusion of more room. There's the new windows in the bedroom here, which is a positive. It's going to be a little more energy efficient. Your heating bills are going to be a little bit cooler. Other than that, the carpet itself is in decent shape in here. Just making sure everything is neat and tidy and clean. That way the buyers can picture their things up. Once a buyer is looking around, standing around the house and looking at walls, they're potentially looking at putting their things up, and that's a buying signal right there.
All right, so here we're in our spare bedroom, and as you can see, it's kind of a lot of extra pieces all thrown into one. I'm guessing this is probably not the best room for showing. What would you suggest doing with this?
What I would suggest in this room is we have some type of sheets around the windows. I would get rid of them and put up some blinds or a type of valance, something like that, some regular window treatments to kind of spruce the room up a little bit, let some light in. We have a couple different dressers in here, a little vanity chest. I would suggest getting rid of a few of these items in here, and of course, just looking around, there's laundry baskets, paper shredders, some different things like that. Decluttering this room again to maximize the space that is in this room, since it is a smaller room.
All right, so here's the basement.
Wow.
What do you think?
Needs to be cleaned up for sure. Just looking around, the basement itself is, you have finished area down here. So that's definitely a positive for somebody. They don't have to come in here and do this work themselves right away. Of course, the carpet's old. There's some runs in the carpet, some stains, things like that. But, that's something that potential buyer can take care of themselves.
what kind of things do people look at when they come and they look at a laundry room?
Well, in the laundry room down here, you have your mechanicals down here. You have your electrical panel, which is a 100 amp service, so that's a good thing. It's not the old fuses. One other thing down here that you have is you have a reverse osmosis system, which is a feature that you can add into your data sheets, which is going to be a potential positive for certain buyers. Now over here you have your furnace and your water heater. Now the furnace itself says it was installed in 1996, so that's not too bad. So it's 13 years old, so there's still a fair amount of life left to it. Of course, when a buyer's going to have a home inspection done, the inspector's going to check out all these different appliances, mechanicals, things like that, and see if there's any flaws with them. The water heater itself has an insulated blanket on it, which is something that they did a few years ago. People don't do that anymore, so that could be a potential concern for a buyer or the seller. They're fairly expensive to replace, so that might be something that you might possibly want to do before you put the house on the market.
Well, obviously there's a lot of work to be done here. I think a big one that we came across was declutter.
Yes, declutter definitely.
And depersonalize. They want to have the potential buyer see themselves living here.
Correct.
All right, well, lots of work, probably lots of questions. If you want any more information on staging your home or selling your home, you can always contact Chris Heike from Resource One Realty, and there will be a link available to you on this page.